r/amethysol. AITA for moving my 26 meters girlfriend's 24F doll out of our bedroom. I'm using a throwaway just in case my girlfriend sees this, even though she doesn't know about this subreddit. I'm also on mobile, so I apologize in advance for any formatting issues. TL. Doctor, I moved my girlfriend's doll from our room to the living room while she was at work, and she got mad and left. Haven't heard from her in hours. I feel like a complete asshole. My girlfriend, who I'll call Jess, and I have been together for 2.5 years. We moved into an apartment together in August of 2019 and everything has been great. We rarely fight, and if we do, it's just insignificant bickering over small things. I even plan to propose to her soon, and we have discussed marriage and kids more than once in the past. Jess has a doll that her late grandmother passed down to her. She always has it on display because it reminds her of her and brings her peace, her words. The doll never bothered me much, besides it being a little creepy. I'm freaked out by dolls and clowns and the like. It was a bit uncanny that it was always in her room staring at us while we slept, but she was adamant on not moving it, and I let it go because it was her room and her apartment. However, since we've been living together, I've started pressing her more about moving the doll. She keeps it in the corner of our bedroom facing perpendicular to our bed, so it's not looking straight at us, a compromise we made, but it still makes me uncomfortable at times. For example, I'll walk into the room, or walk out of the bathroom, and forget that the doll is there, and it will scare the hell out of me. I work at a pharmacy, and she works at a grocery store, so we are both essential workers. Today when I came home from work, the doll was now on the other side of our bedroom, facing our bed. Since she was at work, I didn't ask before moving it to the living room, just outside the bedroom door against the wall. I took a shower and a half-hour nap, and woke up to her shaking me and asking me why I moved her doll. I told her I didn't want it staring at me while I slept, and told her she shouldn't have moved it to where it faces the bed. She should have known not to do that, since we compromised on it before. She burst into tears, called me a fucking inconsiderate asshole, grabbed the doll, and left the apartment. It's been 3 hours and I have no idea where she is. I've called her phone, and it goes straight to voicemail. I've called her sister, her best friend, and her mom, and none of them have heard from her. I'm starting to get really concerned, and I feel extremely guilty at this point. If she isn't home by morning, her mom and I are going to try and file a missing persons report. AITA for moving her doll. AITA, I should add something that may be significant. The doll is not small. It's about the size of a 5 or 6 year old child. It is also flexible, as in it can be positioned. Because you probably shouldn't have touched something that is that significant to her, but her overreaction is not cool and not healthy. I hope you'll update when she comes back, and I hope she is okay. I think you need to insist that she get help and see someone about this, because moving an object into another room does not warrant a mental breakdown and dropping off the grid for hours. It's not cool to leave you wondering if she is okay. You should seek help from her family about her obsession with the doll. NTA. Be direct and talk to her, find out her feelings, and share yours. Maybe it can be in the room in its own box with a door unit. Just a cardboard box you can put a door on, make it look like a house, if it makes her feel better. I'm actually going to go with Nap because judging on her reaction I'm guessing her grandmother, and by extension that doll, are very special to her. She probably just got mad that you moved it after she made it clear she didn't want you to, but that reaction was a little severe. Maybe she was dealing with some other issues and that was just the final straw for the day. If the doll moved by itself, then YTA. If there's a camera in it, then NTA, but on info provided. Nah, you two seriously need counseling though. She finds the doll to be a charming memento of her grandma. She might also believe that some sort of spirit is attached to the doll, which you clearly relate to, so you can't call her crazy for it. Or she might just find the doll's presence calming and talking to it sorts out her thoughts. Maybe she needs it to sleep and moves it after you fall asleep to face her, wakes up first and moves it back. Maybe she was handling it and forgot to put it back. And here's her boyfriend, who hates something that is so important to her and treats her like she's the crazy one for loving it. Then he touches something so important to her without her permission. So she leaves to calm down and sort out her thoughts, which is understandable since people rarely get their own space in these times. She clearly brought the doll with her because she doesn't trust you with it anymore. Some say possessions, why, but not likely. On your side, it's a giant creepy doll. Assuming you didn't try a dick move like trying to convince her to get rid of it or constantly insulting it. If you did the latter, you hurt her feelings more than you realize. So you should probably apologize as soon as possible. Then your one request was for the doll to not stare at you when you sleep. Perfectly reasonable. And for whatever reason, the agreement was no longer held, so you moved the doll. Maybe you should have turned it away instead of moving it to another room. But you were likely tired and upset. If you simply turned it away, then your girlfriend couldn't accuse you without looking bad, because that would have been where you agreed to keep it, and she would have been the first and only to break the agreement. Like cheating if they cheated first. Then your girlfriend disappears during an argument, so you don't know what's going on. What's next for your relationship? Edited because spaces didn't show, and I freaking hate text walls. NTA, you'd agreed not to have it face the bed and she went back on that without discussing it with you. It would have been better if you'd had a conversation about this and could have resolved the situation, but it sounds like that's what you're trying to do now after the fact. This is good. You say you're both classes as essential workers. It's possible you're both under enormous strain at the moment. In times like this, some people cling to comforting thoughts / memories / items. The doll may represent that to her, and the loss of it, even if just temporarily moved, might have caused her to overreact. Try to be patient and works things out as rational adults. Be prepared for tears and discussions about how unsafe the whole world feels right now. Your relationship sounds solid, otherwise so worth the effort to resolve what is really a small thing. Like you, I hate those life-size dolls and would not want to wake up in the middle of the night and have it facing me. I would freak out so bad. But again, a grown-up conversation and an agreed place for it with a joint decision not to love it again would help. This is now shared space and not just her flat anymore, so joint decisions and agreements are the way forward. NTA, you'd agreed not to have it face the bed and she went back on that without discussing it with you. It would have been better if you'd had a conversation about this and could have resolved the situation, but it sounds like that's what you're trying to do now after the fact. This is good. You say you're both classes as essential workers. It's possible you're both under enormous strain at the moment. In times like this, some people cling to comforting thoughts / memories / items. The doll may represent that to her, and the loss of it, even if just temporarily moved, might have caused her to overreact. Try to be patient and works things out as rational adults. Be prepared for tears and discussions about how unsafe the whole world feels right now. Your relationship sounds solid, otherwise so worth the effort to resolve what is really a small thing. Like you, I hate those life-size dolls and would not want to wake up in the middle of the night and have it facing me. I would freak out so bad. But again, a grown-up conversation and an agreed place for it with a joint decision not to love it again would help. This is now shared space and not just her flat anymore, so joint decisions and agreements are the way forward. NTA, you both share the room, so you both have to be comfortable with it, compromise or not. You should not have to compromise to slightly uncomfortable while she is overtly happy and ignoring our feelings. It is creepy and no one should be putting an inanimate object, we hope, above the feelings of their partner, which is exactly what she is doing. It worries me how attached she is to it and how immature she is about your feelings. You aren't asking her to get rid of it, you just don't want it in your bedroom. And then she moved it without your permission. You did the same thing, so if she finds her actions wrong, then so were hers. NTA, I have a plushie collection, a few of which were given to me by my deceased older sister, so they have sentimental value, that reside in our bedroom, and if my fiancé ever said that my collection made him uncomfortable, I would compromise without question, because he deserves to be comfortable in our apartment. Plus you did have a compromise and she broke it first by moving it to a not agreed upon location. Sure, maybe moving it out of the room wasn't the best solution, and maybe she cold moved it when she was cleaning / whatever and forgot to put it back, but her reaction was too much. Because from the sounds of it, she jumped to conclusions and didn't even ask you why you had moved it and instead just yelled at you and went Maya. You could have easily moved it while cleaning and just forgot to put it back. We are human, for Pete's sake, people forget stuff all the time. But I agree she does need some sort of counseling, and you may need to reevaluate your relationship if she refuses to do so, cause this isn't healthy. I hope things turn out okay and you can get everything sorted out soon, dude. Edit. Whoops, she did ask, I skipped over that, sorry. But still, it was an overreaction, so I'm still standing by the counseling. r/amethyst AITA yelling at my brother to stop being creepy when my friends are over. I'm 18 and a senior in high school. My brother is 21 and in college. We both live with our mom and younger brother 13. I have a close friend group of 5 girls and they come over a lot. It's never usually all 5 but some combination. Anyways, my brother goes away to college but comes home every once in a while. If my friends are over and we are drinking or chilling in the hot tub, it's like he always has some reason for lingering around us and making conversation with my friends. If we are sitting in the basement with wine and he comes home late at night all drunk, he will go grab a beer and sit with us and make convo with my friends for like 20 minutes. One time we were in the hot tub and one of my friends went inside to pee. She was gone for a while and came back and told me that my brother was talking to her like 15 minutes. None of my friends have said to me that they find it weird or creepy, but I do. He has friends and him and I aren't super close. The only times I ever really spend around him are when he's lingering around my friends. The other night at dinner, he's been home for a month. I asked my mom if my one friend can come over and hang out in the hot tub. Nobody in the house. She said yes, and my brother asked who was coming over. I said the specific friend. He said he has nothing to do, so would we mind if he hung out for a bit? I yelled at him saying no, it's weird, and asked my mom if she thought it was weird that he always wants to hang out around my friends. My brother got really embarrassed after I told him that I know he wants to just look at this specific friend in her swimsuit. He called me a bitch and walked upstairs. My mom wants to stay out of it. AITA. Edit. My friends never told me to my face they think he's creepy. It's the way they respond to him. Girls talk differently to guys they genuinely want to be talking to. The way they talk to my brother is not that. They are nice to him, but all the conversation is one-sided. I don't think they want to hurt my feelings is all. NTA. As a girl whose older brother slept with a few of her friends, I get where you are coming from. Even if he hasn't done anything inappropriate, it's still weird and would make me uncomfortable. My friends who did find my brother weird or gross, they didn't tell me till years later. You are not an asshole. Now, I think the behavior is uncomfortable, but based on your post, there's no indication that you've tried talking to him about it before, and it's unclear to what breadth your friends are bothered by this versus you two just having a sibling conflict. He might have a thing for one of your friends and that's why he's hanging around. Is the friend who is coming over the same friend that he talked to while she was going to the bathroom? If it is, it just sounds like he's interested in your friend and is just going about it in a weird way. At the same time, I don't think you're tar either, as you said you guys aren't very close and he's usually away at college, which might contribute to feeling weird about his behavior. I don't think it was cool to snap at him or embarrass him at dinner, though. Maybe try talking to him and figure out what's up. This is also assuming that your friends are 18 as well. AITA. There's nothing wrong with your brother wanting to hang out with your friends. There's not even anything wrong with him finding one or all of your friends attractive, or them finding him attractive. If that's the case, none of your friends have expressed that they find him creepy, and your friend that talked to him for 15 minutes didn't seem to mind at all. He respectfully asked if he could hang out with you and your friend and you for a bit, and you screamed at him. I see no reason for that. AITA. He's not acting like a blatant perv. He's not misbehaving. He's having conversations with your friends. Big whoop. If he were significantly older, then yeah, it'd make me uncomfortable, though it sounds like it's a bunch of young adults hanging out. I find it suspicious that you think your friends are weirded out, even though they haven't said anything, and continue to want to come over, and also apparently, you've never bothered to ask. If anything, your brother might be socially awkward. That does not a perv make. It seems like you're trying to paint him out to be this predatory sexual deviant when you've said nothing to give that concept credence beyond your feelings. You have had ample time and opportunity to address this concern without attacking him after he politely asked if he could tag along. Dude sounds like he's bored and all lonely. Maybe he's an extrovert who loves the social interaction. Maybe he does in fact think one or more of your friends are cute. Oh no, but he isn't acting like an R. You are by assuming things without talking to anyone else involved and then exploding on him out of nowhere. INFO. What do you mean by lingering? Is he hanging out doing stuff in the same general vicinity, or is he just sitting there ogling your friends? AITA. You don't own the house. You don't own your brother. You don't own your friends. You do realize that, right? Your friends don't find it creepy or weird. Your brother clearly thinks at least one of them is hot and wants to hit on her. What is clear is that you have control issues. You think that your friends are your friends, and that you get to say who from your other circles are allowed to interact with them. World doesn't work like that, darling. Sort your own issues out. Esh. Your brother is tough for not trying to make a relationship with you, and doing so with your friends instead, romantic or not. Though I happen to agree that it is creepy given the setting. You should have a conversation with him about boundaries, and if he wants to be friends with yours, and not just for hookups, maybe you both can negotiate something. But, AITA for not practicing social distancing. Stop inviting your friends over. AITA. Cannot believe the number of posts today that involve inviting friends/SOS over when we should all be staying the fuck home. Stop risking lives by inviting your friends round. AITA. You're supposed to be practicing social distancing. Stop inviting your friends over. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and remember to practice social distancing.